Hi guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Parkitect. Yeah, this little theme park game, which I really do enjoy. I've been wanting to do this theme. I know I'm going to say a lot of ers and ums, but I've been wanting to do this theme ever since I had Planet Coaster. In Planet Coaster, I had two parks that were going up that I was making. I was making Westlands, which was a Western theme park, and I was making a theme park based on Guild Wars 2, which is my preferred MMO. And so I wanted to do sort of a homage to that. But I also had an idea back in the day, which was I wanted to make a theme park based on what you can find in Portugal if you ever come around. So Portugal, for those of you that don't know, is where I live at the moment. I was born in Australia, but I've been living in Portugal for quite some time now. And I've travelled quite a bit around the country. I've seen a lot of fantastic things, and I wanted to pay my, I don't know, do a bit of homage. I don't know if I've said that word already in this video, but I wanted to pay my homage to the land of Portugal, which once again, it has a lot of pretty things. So what I'll be doing in this video series is doing a Portugal theme park. Basically, I'll be getting monuments and locations around Portugal and try to recreate them as best as I can in the video, because Parkitect isn't Planet Coaster. Where Planet Coaster, you could go really in depth with the decorations and stuff, and Parkitect not so much. It is like isometric view. It is 3D, but it's still on the ice. It's still an isometric playing ground. So I'm not going to do it realistic, but I am going to be doing it as well as I can. And so the first thing that we're going to do, the first thing that I'm making here that you can see right now on the screen, on the video, is I'm doing one of Portugal's major train stations. So apart from being like one of the landmarks in Lisbon, it also has a lot of personal history to me, right? I'll explain the story in just a second. So what this train station is called Santa Apolonia, which is like the major train station. It used to be the major train station in Lisbon. So basically, if you wanted to come to Lisbon, you'd have to go to Santa Apolonia. You come in the train from wherever in Portugal, and if you wanted to go to Lisbon, that was your last stop, so to speak. I've got to just do one little thing. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. So as I was saying, if you come from wherever in Portugal, you'd have to go to, your last stop would be Santa Apolonia. Okay, you're going to be seeing a photo of it every now and again, because I did record this on stream. So if you ever want to come and see me build some of this and see how bad I am at it, you know, pop on by the Twitch, Captain Daviez. So people were giving me hints and tips and stuff like that. So I'd be going back and forth to a photo just to see if I could get things more or less right. There are some pieces missing. Like I wish there would be some like verandas for some of these windows or doors or something like that, you know, for first and second floors. Apparently there isn't. I am also playing the vanilla version. I haven't got any mods on, and I'm going to try and make this whole theme park without mods, just go fully vanilla, because I know with mods, like, the whole game is completely different, right? You can change it up so much that it doesn't look the same, and I really wanted to see what I could get out of this whole experience with just the basic stuff of the game. So back to Santa Apolonia. Well, Santa Apolonia, as I said, was the main train station in Lisbon. Now there's like Gare do Oriente, which, like, Lisbon has expanded quite a lot over the past couple of years, and so they've also made changes with the railway system. And so Santa Apolonia isn't like as big as it used to be, isn't as famous as it used to be, isn't as moved, when I say moved, like people going in and out, as it used to be. But for me, it is a landmark. And why? Because when I came to Portugal, I live basically in the center of Portugal, and when me and my parents had to go to the Australian embassy to do some official work, you know, some papers and stuff like that, we'd have to go by train, and it would take us like 6 to 7 hours to get there. And this would be the train station that we'd like finish our ride there, right? That be our last stop would be Santa Apolonia. And so it is a very, very beautiful building. If you ever get to see it, it is a very beautiful building, and it's one that marked me personally, because like I said, I'd be going there constantly. Like every 3-4 months we'd have to go there, do something in Lisbon. So okay, let's wake up at 2 in the morning so we can get the train at around 3 and get there around 9-10 a.m. and then there's these like taxi places there outside, and grab a taxi. And like it was like, for me at the time, because I was around 16 years old, even though I came from Sydney, and like it wasn't that much of a big deal, because like I was used, and I am used to city life, but for me the whole experience of the train station, because it's a train station that nothing like the train stations in Australia at the time. So here I'm just saving up this blueprint just for future purposes. If I mess it up, I can always come back. And so, as I was saying, the train station, the architecture, the whole ambience of the train station, for me was completely different at the time. Like I said, I was a kid, and it really marked me, because it was a spot where I'd go a lot of times, right? So here I wanted to make this train station as a entrance to the park, right? So what happens is, like, for me it was an entrance, and for many people it was the entrance, so to speak, to Lisbon. So I wanted to make this as the entrance to the park, and I plopped down some info booths, some toilets, right, so people could come in. I was messing around with the colors, because I wanted to see if I could like paint the floor, instead of green, something else more in line with what I had on the paths. I wanted a path, so the path I'll be using mainly around here would be that brick sort of thing, which imitates a little bit of the cobblestone, because Lisbon is like the center of Lisbon, the old part of Lisbon. All the streets are cobblestone, and you hardly get any how do I say, tar, I think that's how you call it. I think so. Yeah, the basically I'll be using that as a cobblestone path, right? And then I threw up these windows, which are actually good. There's something like, there's a thing that I don't get about the game just yet. It's probably just me. I probably don't know how to use everything yet, because I am a noob at it. But like, there are some windows, wall pieces with window openings, and then you have no windows that you can throw in them, right? You can have like a small arched window, but then there's no windows to fit in there. They're either too big or too small. So I ended up using those big windows and just like, okay, make as if they're the windows. Put down some benches, and I went with these iron benches because at the time when I came from Australia, those were the benches that you'd get in the train station. You know, those really uncomfortable benches, you'd be sitting on them like for 10-15 minutes and your back would start to hurt. But sometimes, because like at the time the trains to come to my area where I live, they weren't like abundant. You'd have like 2-3 trains per day, and it would take like, sometimes we'd get there like at 10 in the morning. We'd go and do everything we needed at the embassy, and then we'd come back, and like next train to come back home would be like 5 in the afternoon. So we'd basically be there like all day, not doing anything. So we'd make a day of it, and we'd go and just like how should I say, just visit Lisbon. But after like 6 or 7 times going to Lisbon, I'd seen practically everything, and the excitement wore off really quickly. Here I was trying to put some lamps in, because in the station they'd have these sort of street lamps in there at night, but I can't seem to get the lamps on the corners of the grid. It's something I still can't figure out. And another thing is like the height of the pieces. They're only going up in increments of 0.25, and I really wanted to see if I could get it to like how should I say, 0.10 or 0.5 or something, you know, have a bit more control over the height of the pieces. I still haven't figured that out, so if any of you guys know how that is done, please let me know down below, so I can try and do something a bit better. So here, the building is quite big, right? It is a train station, and it's got this sort of weird roof where it comes to a point, and then the rest of it's just basically flat. So I am going to cover all this up, and in a few minutes I'll talk about what happened, because I streamed this on one day, and then I went to bed, and then I woke up the next day and I said, oh wait, I forgot something, it's a train station, I forgot to put in the train. So in a couple of minutes you'll see me start up with the train. But yeah, so basically the history of this building, from what I know, is like it is an old train station. It is really different nowadays. Last time I was in there, like, it is totally modern. Inside, they kept the outside basically how it is, because it is sort of a landmark. But inside it's all like high tech and stuff like that, and you know, the decorations all more modern, although I don't really like it like that. I prefer to have it as it was, because like it is a historical building, right? And in this area, if you ever come to Lisbon, all these buildings around here are really old, and they're practically historical, right? It is one of the oldest parts of Lisbon. Not many people come around here, unfortunately, to this part, but it is worthwhile checking it out. So here I'm doing the roof, and as you can see, so it's got that pointy bit. I don't know how it's called, because I don't know anything about architecture. I just know if I like the buildings or not. And then it comes into this sort of like flat roof, right? It has a clock also, because like it was I can only imagine that it was like the go-to spot, like if you wanted to see the time. Not everybody had a watch or something at the time, so it had this big clock. It's like a clock tower sort of thing, but not really a clock tower. I also put some brick details along the side of the buildings and some pillars, but it is missing something. So if you ever go and see a picture, if you ever come around and see Santa Apolonia, you'll see there's some things missing, which is mainly those verandas, like the second floor in the front of the building, where we've got those awnings. Above those windows all have verandas, so they're not really windows per se, they're basically doors. And those four, I think it is, yeah, four windows above the awnings, they're basically doors, and then they have verandas, right? Some stone verandas, and I couldn't find anything in the game for that, so I just left it like that. And here there's a picture, so more or less what it is. I could go back and like just do a fence around the top of it, which I probably should do because that is in the picture, but yeah, I'll probably go back and do that. And so here, that's me saving up what I thought would be the finished product, right? But like I said just a moment ago, I went to bed and I woke up this morning and I said, wait, there's something missing from the train station. Because before I started this, I knew I wanted to have a train station in there that would go around the whole park, and I just got too how should I say, too hyped, and I started started making the building, and I completely forgot about it. So this morning I woke up and said, wait, there's something missing. We're missing a train station. Santa Apolonia has to have a train station. And then I actually, all those people you can see is because like I kept on streaming, and I did a bit of the main street, which will be the next episode, with some buildings, and there were a lot of people in there. So I just came in and I saved my buildings, right? I made blueprints of the buildings, and then I just tore everything down. And so all the people there, they're all lost. Some of them probably die of exhaustion because they can't get out. And this is me here trying to figure out how to do stairs on this game, because like I couldn't get the stairs to work. I wanted the stairs for the queue to come down, and then I actually changed up the color of the queue, because I think that blue, although it ties into the building outside, it doesn't look, I didn't like the color of it there, so I changed it up. But yeah, I was having a bit of trouble with the stairs, so what I actually ended up doing, like any good noob player, I went to YouTube. I went to YouTube and looked up a video, and I found out how you're supposed to do it, and then I done it basically like that. So I do have the game for about 4 days now. That's basically how much time I've been playing the game. I haven't been playing it a lot, and here I changed up the color of the queue and brought it down. So yeah, that's basically what I want. So this train is going to go around the whole park, and so guests can just go from point A to B without having to walk there. Over here I found out that if I put the doors in, the pillars from the train station would actually still be there. So I saw a video a couple of days ago of Parkitect where this guy said, this is how you take away the pillars. So what you basically do is you get a tree, and then you bring the tree down and to the point where the pillar is, and you place the tree like I'm doing right there, and the pillar will go away. It will disappear. So cool. I'm glad I watched that video. And here I am, I'm just going to finish up the rest of the building, just sort of copy paste everything. I like the building aspect of this. It's really simple, this game. It's really simple to build in this game. The eyedropper, where you can just go pick up the pieces that you want, so you don't have to go through the whole piece menu again. That is really, really good. I started doing this, and then I said, oh wait, I got to the train has to go through somewhere, so I actually forgot that the train had to have an opening so the train track could go through. And then I saw that the bottom piece was also in the way, so I ended up making a door, getting some arch columns there, and throwing it in. So the rest of the video is basically me just finishing off the video, finishing off the train station, and with some copy-paste material, right? The floors, the ceiling, stuff like that. And so I'll just keep on going and say, well, this theme park is going to be a theme park, okay? It's not, like I said in the beginning, it's not going to be completely realistic, of course, because no theme park is. But I'm going to try to do my best to keep the theme of it, and how should I say, the aspect of the Portuguese buildings and stuff like that, because there are a lot of buildings that are completely different from zone to zone, and like on the coast, the buildings are one way. In the interior where I live, the buildings are different, of course, because like weather conditions and stuff like that. So I'm going to try and keep that all true to what the real thing is, with, of course, the limitations that the game hands out, because unfortunately you can't really go full detail. If you want that, well, go to Planet Coaster, but my PC will just like crash and burn on Planet Coaster, which it was doing on Westlands and the Guild Wars 2 theme park. It was basically just like 1 frame per second sometimes. Hopefully this game won't be so demanding graphically, because like the graphics are a different style. I like the graphics in this game. I like these cartoony sort of things. It is reminiscent of Roller Coaster Tycoon. That was one of the games that I played a lot back in the day. Roller Coaster Tycoon, all these sim games like Roller Coaster Tycoon, Sim City, Transport Tycoon Deluxe and stuff like that. I really do enjoy these types of games. They're nice and chill, which everyone in the stream has been saying is like a nice chill stream. The music in the game is fantastic also. So it is a real good game. If you want to try it out, you get it. It's pretty simple to work. It is pretty simple to work. There's some things that I still need to figure out, like I said through the video, but it's not complicated. It is not complicated, and the building is pretty easy. The way you build is pretty simple, right? And the fact that the eyedropper mechanic is, for me, the best mechanic that the game has. So you could just like get the eyedropper. I want that wall, click on the wall, and that's it, like I'm doing here. Right here, that was funny. It was nighttime, it was thunder, and a thunderbolt hit the ceiling. Yeah, words are hard today. It hit the ceiling, and it was quite. I was surprised with it. When that thing just went boom straight into my ears. I was really surprised. The sound effects in the game are really good. Like the thunder sounds like real thunder. And so guys, that's it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I hope you guys will come back to see the next episode. Bye bye.